Be honest. Are all of us riding to our deaths?
Yes, we are.
And since we're dying anyway, you're saying that it's better if we at least die fighting?
I am.
But wait, if we'll die anyway, then who cares what we do? We could just disobey your orders, and it wouldn't mean a thing, would it?
Yes, you're precisely right. Everything that you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding rock does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen, their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers rage!
If you haven't been living under a rock, you have probably been seeing a lot of those indomitable human spirit memes lately on many different platforms. And while the memes are hilarious, I do like the positive message ingrained in them that the cruel indifference of the universe is powerless in the face of the human spirit. A much needed meme, especially in this day and age where there's just so much negativity online and fake self-improvement content. But aside from the memes, I love how the indomitable human spirit is shown in media. Some of my favorite moments in the series are when a character is placed in a high stakes situation where the looming threat of defeat begins to engulf them, but through sheer drive they take a final stand. But that's not to say I just like watching characters win against unbeatable odds, because in some of these moments the person fighting back still loses, although it's not about winning or losing, it's about the principle. And sure, in some of these clips characters are overcoming superhuman obstacles to where you could just boil all this down to a power fantasy, but what all of these moments have in common is performing a simple act that a lot of the time seems impossible, the act of never giving up, resulting in the most raw showcase of willpower that ignites a fire in the viewer, which is why I believe that myself alongside others are moved by these moments so much. And I think that most people have had a moment or two in their lives where they experience an instant uncontrollable drive that resulted in them reaching the flow state. When I was younger, I used to be on the cross country team, and on the day of the event I felt an insane amount of pressure to perform well. I wasn't one of the top tiers on the team, meaning I knew that if I performed poorly it would massively affect the team's overall completion time. I knew how hard we all had been training for this day, and I didn't want to be the deciding factor for failure in us getting a chance to go to the championships as a team. Fast forward to the race, there was one particular runner in front of me that I had been trying to pass but just couldn't get the upper hand on throughout the entire race. It felt as if there was an insurmountable wall I couldn't defeat, and that's when the cramps began to form alongside countless negative thoughts entering my mind. However, once I was nearing the last stretch of the race, I stopped thinking about anything else besides one thing: to move. I just ran. I didn't even know my body could move like that, but nothing else mattered, which resulted in me placing 3 spots ahead of my opponent, plus our team ended up placing first at the event, securing our spot for the championship. And while I felt great in achieving my goal, what felt even greater was the moment I entered flow. The euphoria I felt when taking on a challenge. That's probably another reason why I enjoy sports anime so much. Those series are often a reminder to myself that I'm capable of surpassing my limits, even though there's a voice in my head telling me otherwise. So sometimes I just want to give up and convince myself that everything is meaningless. But there's another side of me that rejects that negativity, because giving up, being bitter, and letting despair rule your life is easy. It's easy to say, well, we're all going to die one day, so why even try? But it's not easy to try, to fight back and persevere even when your body and mind are screaming the opposite. And it's even harder to do that constantly. Now, while most of this video included me showing some of my favorite moments in media where a person pushed forward, I want you to remember something important when you finish this video. Don't just watch. Be the one people watch. Don't let fear stop you from taking a risk that could benefit your life. Take that first step and let your existence be the embodiment of your goals. Because even if that path results in failure, at least you can say that you went out in a blaze of glory. So let your soul burn. Grasp the future you desire with your own hands, so that you can live a life worthy of the unbreakable soul you possess. If you stuck around till the end of the video, I just want you to know that I appreciate you. And if you want to talk to me about anime related topics, join my Discord server. Also consider becoming a channel member, another way to support me and I support you back with shoutouts at the end of of the video, early access to new videos, custom emotes, and members only videos depending on which level of membership you decide to choose. And if you're someone that enjoys anime content that keeps it real, consider subscribing so when I hit 10K, you can brag about being a day one. I gotta get back in the kitchen to cook. Peace.